more more Earth science. All right, this is Norris Teaches Science again with me, Mr. Norris. Today I present to you data and graphs. In the last video I made about Earth science, we talked about data forms. In this one, we're going to talk about data and how we represent it in a graphical format. And so that's what your goal is. I can discuss how data is represented in graphical format. So graphs, used to express and analyze data. That's what graphs are. There's three types of graphs that you need to know: line, bar, and circle, and then two parts: x-axis and y-axis. So the graph's main parts are the x-axis and the y-axis. Your x-axis is usually your horizontal axis. I'm kind of using the laser pointer to show that. Horizontal axis goes across. And it's usually there for the factor that you're going to change, or what we call the independent variable. Whatever factor you change goes on the x-axis. The y-axis is the vertical axis, the one that goes up and down. This is the result of your change, and we call that the dependent variable. So if we look at this graph here, your x-axis is labeled blood group. So you're changing what blood group it is. And on the y-axis, your dependent variable, or the response, is the percent of donors. So you're looking at what percent of donors are in what blood group, so that you can figure out, oh, we're not getting a lot of AB negative or B negative here. We need to start trying to get more of those types of bloods in there. Or you can see that most people who donate blood are O positive or A positive, stuff like that. Types of graphs, you got your line graphs. Line graphs show change over time. And so if you don't know what a line graph looks like, it looks like this. A bar graph is for comparing measurements or changes, kind of like what we just saw in the last slide. You have your x and y axis, and you have little bars on it. And a circle graph, which is over here, some people also call them pie charts. It shows how a part of something is related to a whole. We usually use percentages with these types of graphs. So if you look over here, you can look at this graph and you see it's the favorite type of movies. So if you have this, you know that most people of this study like the romance movies, 30% of them. So if you're going to show a movie to these group of people, you're going to show most likely a romance. You may want to try to have an action romance in there so you can combine both of them. But that's a little bit about graphs and data. The best way to do it is just actually go graph. This does bring in some of the math concepts, but I do hope you learned something today. And this is Mr. Norris, and he is signing out.